Hello and welcome back to Get Up in Game. My name is Josh, and in this video I'm going to be continuing my NeXt Evolution standard campaign playthrough featuring Drax. And up until this point in the campaign, I've had nothing but good things to say about it. I've really been enjoying it. I think it's exceptionally well made. But now I have a real bone to pick with this campaign. I feel targeted, I feel attacked, and I'm not happy about it. But we'll get into that when we get into the campaign setup. Let's start off by reading the story. This is scenario number 4, Mister Sinister. After battling your way past the Juggernaut, you search the abandoned orphanage and discover a hidden elevator in the basement. You take the elevator down deep into the ground before it finally stops. The doors open to reveal a vast cavern system filled with high-tech equipment, glistening medical instruments, and most disturbing, dozens of vats holding unconscious people suspended in glowing fluid. Standing in the middle of the sprawling laboratory is a grinning Mister Sinister. So, the Mister Sinister scenario is very interesting in that there are multiple stage 2As. There are 3 of them, but you'll only be facing 2 in any given play of Sinister. One will be removed randomly, and each one gives him a different modular encounter set that is associated with a superpower that he is trying to gain. So he is trying to power himself up, and I believe he wants Hope to increase that power, because that's kind of what she does. She powers up other mutants. And so in order to set this up, we set the 3 other modular encounter sets aside: flight, super strength, and telepathy. We have Hope, and the captive Hope side scheme is shuffled into the encounter deck. And then we also have the Nasty Boys is the optional encounter set. So we flip it over here, and it tells us the secret laboratory hidden deep below the abandoned orphanage is filled with vats containing innocent mutants, subjects of Sinister's experiments. And when revealed, we are meant to remove 1 random stage 2 from the game and then advance to a random stage 2A. So we have these 3. I'm just going to shuffle them up real good. All right, I definitely don't know which is which. So I'm just going to take this one, and I'm just going to tuck it under here so as not to lose it. So these are our other 2As, and then if you get through these 2As, you end up on this 3A. So we'll tuck that there. And then this will be our 2A. It says Mister Sinister sets about incorporating another mutant's DNA into his own genome. And we got bulking up. So it has 5 threat, goes up by 2 a turn, starts with 1. When revealed, attach the super strength attachment to Mister Sinister and shuffle the rest of the super strength encounter into the encounter deck. And then if this gets completed, we go to the other 2A, so he'll get one of the other 2 powers. So we have the 3 other modular set. So we have the 3 other modular sets. We have super strength, flight, and telepathy. Such a cool way to do this scenario, especially considering that these are just regular modular encounter sets that can be added to other villains. So you could give Rhino super strength or Red Skull flight, for example. So you get the super strength attachment comes out. This gives him +1 attack. He has the brute trait, and he has cards that are going to care about that, and he also gains steady. Thankfully, we aren't planning on stunning or confusing him, but if we were, that would make it difficult, and it's tricky because you don't know which ones of these he's going to get. And so if you are coming in with that kind of strategy, depending on which one he gets, it could really get messed up. But you probably don't want to do that anyway, because Sinister himself has 2 scheme 1 attack, and his ability is after a status card is placed on Mister Sinister, you place a threat on the main scheme. So anytime you stun, confuse, or he gets a tough, you get an extra threat. And one of the big things about this scenario is the threat thresholds are very low on the schemes, so you do not want to be giving him extra threat. So we're going to shuffle these 4 cards into the encounter deck. All right, now we will move on to the campaign setup. So it tells us to gather each campaign environment marked as earned in the campaign log, put those environments into play in any order. So we have those 3. We have the prepared defenses, which is giving us +1 defense and retaliate 1. We have team assembled, that's going to allow us to go into our deck and play an ally for 3 or less cost for free, and we have mission prepped. It's going to let us find an upgrade in our deck that costs 1 or 2 and put that into play for free. And then there are negative cards associated with those already in the deck. Here's where we run into a serious problem. It says to put the teleported away side scheme into play, place an additional 1 threat per player on it for each campaign environment in play. Let's go take a look at the teleported away side scheme, shall we? Here it is. Shuffle real quick. Teleported away is a crisis side scheme that starts with 3 threat and hinder 1, so 4 in a single player game, and then we're going to add 3 additional threat to it. It says Mister Sinister cannot take damage. Forced interrupt. When Mister Sinister would attack, he schemes instead. 7 threat crisis starts on the table, and if you don't clear it, he won't attack your hero. What is the deal with the villains in this campaign expansion not wanting to attack your hero? Morlock Siege. The villains just want to attack the Morlocks. On the Run. The villain wants to scheme instead of attacking. Juggernaut. Okay, sure, fine. But now here again, out of the 45 heroes in the game, Drax has to be the worst person to play this campaign with because none of the villains want to attack your hero. What are the chances? So when I went to set this up, I was looking ahead to get ready for this video, and I was reading through the campaign, and I saw this. I couldn't believe the luck, how bad this is for Drax. How is Drax in protection supposed to remove a 7 threat crisis? Because if he doesn't, he is immediately going to scheme out and get a second power. And then he's immediately going to scheme out again while I'm trying to chip away at a 7 threat crisis. I can't even damage him. And Drax can't get powered up because he's not getting attacked. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Clearly the developers hate Drax. They wanted to make a campaign that's impossible for Drax to play. And as a Drax player, I'm offended. I'm hurt. And I'm kidding. But seriously, this causes some serious problems for Drax. So you can tell by the blue mat, we did switch to leadership, which I was kind of planning on doing at some point towards the end of the campaign anyway. 1, because I really enjoy Drax in leadership and I wanted to show that off. And 2, I knew that the last 2 scenarios really had some serious threat issues. And as much as I love Drax protection, and maybe there's a way to really make that work, it's just simpler to switch to leadership, which I enjoy playing anyway. So we've got this in play. The fact that it gets 3 extra threat in campaign is the problem. It would probably be fine just in sort of standalone outside of campaign play. You could find a way to remove 4 threat from it. But 7 is a big ask considering how quickly he is going to scheme through his little deck here. Because when you do get to the 3rd one, it's not like that has a ton of threat on it either. So we've got that. The players choose to either place damage on Hope Summers equal to the damage recorded for her from the previous scenario in the campaign log, or place that much threat on Teleported Away. Hope didn't have any damage when we defeated Juggernaut, but if she had, then this would have even more threat on it, be an even bigger problem. And then we're going to choose 1 player side scheme listed in the campaign log that has not been chosen previously and do the following. So we're going to put it into play, mark it, and then put the bad card in the deck. So here's kind of a weird, there's 3 left. And honestly, none of them are really going to do that much for us at this point. There's the established safe house, which the safe house itself is absolutely incredible. And with a lot of other heroes or in multiplayer, this is probably the best one to start with. Because if you complete this one, you start with this alter ego support that lets each player draw a card or heal 2 whenever in their alter ego. That's awesome. So you're going to start with an extra card at the beginning of the game once you have this, and, you know, every time you flip down. But Drax doesn't want to flip down ever, if I can help it. So, you know, that's pretty much just going to be 1 card at the beginning of the game. You get the Gear Up 1 that's going to let you get this Pouches card shuffled into your deck, which is a double wild card. It's really, really good. But I didn't even use the standard doubles in Drax's last deck because he just doesn't need the resources. So that's not necessarily super helpful. And then this Practice Maneuvers one, I think, might be the most interesting of all of them. When you defeat this one, It says reduce the cost to play each event with a printed cost of 3 or more by 1. The only expensive card Drax plays is Knife Leap, and it gets reduced to 0. Again, the developers hate Drax. None of these cards are good for Drax. But I do think this would be very, very interesting to build a deck for this campaign with this card in mind. You know, get this one first and just, you know, have a deck full of expensive and powerful events. I'm really, really thinking if I play through this with Wasp, I would love to get a hold of this, getting pinpoint strikes for 2 instead of 3, and the fact that she can recycle them back into her deck. I think this would be awesome. So, but, you know, trying to pick one of these for this one, I think I've got all the ones I really want. So I'm going to go for the safe house, just because, if nothing else, if we do get this cleared, we'll start the last game with a safe house in play. We'll at least get to draw 1 extra card for our starting hand, which will be nice. I don't know if we'll ever make use of it again, but I don't know if we'd really make use of the other ones either. So that's why I have chosen that one. And then what that does is that gets us the Vanisher gets shuffled into the encounter deck. So alrighty, so that is everything. So the campaign is all set up. All right, we're just gonna jump right into the game. Now I have to say, I mentioned this in a previous one, but I just really enjoy how, you know, you play the campaign and it throws all this extra stuff at you at the beginning of the game, but then you have these tools in front of you to sort of help overcome this extra stuff. And we actually have a very specific plan for how we're going to deal with this teleported away side scheme. And it's neat that we are going to be able to do this thanks to our campaign upgrades. But we got to draw our opening hand first and get the game started. So the plan is still pretty much the same. Get Drax built up and attack a lot, but we're going to have some different friends to do it with. Major Victory. Really excited to see that. Okay. Kit. I don't know. It's hard to play that early, I think, unless you have a double energy to pay for it. Parry, Knife Leap, and Limitless Stamina. Okay. So not some of the cards I'm looking for here. So Major Victory is one of the reasons I really like Drax in Leadership. A 2-cost ally. When he is defeated, you choose a friendly guardian character and ready that character. So just every single way you can find to ready Drax is good. And, you know, there are ways to recycle Major Victory, play him over and over again, and you can just ready Drax many, many times with him. Is really, really fun. So I like that. So I definitely like the idea of getting him out, but there are certain cards I want, so I'm going to mulligan pretty aggressively. And as much as I would like to get, I do kind of want Kit. Okay, we'll see. Well, if I can play it, I will. I really would like to play it. Every ready on Drax is 5 more damage and a card draw, ultimately. So we're going to hold these 3. We draw Adam Warlock, Limitless Stamina, and Kalu. Okay, so we didn't get any of the main cards we were looking for, so... but we have these to go get them. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start the game. We're going to flip into hero form. We have 7 threat, which I only put 4 on there for some reason. There we go. We have 7 threat to remove from this thing. And I have a very particular plan to make this happen. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to activate the mission prep environment. It's going to let us search our deck for an upgrade that costs 2 or less and put it into play. We, as much as I would love to get to use this to go get Dweethite Mastery, I have this stupid thing to deal with, so I just can't. The campaign will not allow me to do that. And we're going to get Danger Room Training, and we're going to put that on Hope Summers. This gives her +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 hit point. So she's going to be a little extra powered up for the rest of the game. So we've got that. And I'm not going to bother shuffle my deck because I'm about to grab something else out of it. Then we are going to activate Hope. She is going to thwart for 2, taking 2 off of Teleported Away. Now we're going to trigger the Team Assembled environment that lets us go and get an ally that costs 3 or less and put that into play for free. And we are going to find, again, would love to get Manus, would love to put Manus in play, but I can't because I have to deal with this thing. It's just not fair, I tell you. Professor X comes into play for free. And after Professor X enters play, choose one, confuse the villain. I could do that. He has steady, and he would get a free threat, so I'm not going to do that. We could stun a minion, there aren't any, or we could ready an X-Men character. And at the end of the round, Professor X is still in play, discard him. So we're going to ready Hope. Then we're going to use Professor X to remove 3 threat from teleported away. And he takes the damage for that. And then we're going to use Hope again to remove 2 more threat, clearing all 7 away from teleported away. So now Mister Sinister will attack us. Thank you. And we can damage him. So that was so much effort and used up all of my campaign bonuses, but we did manage to overcome that nonsense. So now we can start the game proper, and Hope will be a little extra powered up for the rest of the game. I was really hoping to draw the Danger Room training, and then I could have used the team assembled or the mission prep to go get Dweeth Thief Mastery, because I would vastly prefer to start with that in play. But that side scheme is so detrimental to our chances of winning this game that it just didn't work out. So hopefully we get Dweeth Thief Mastery soon. In the meantime, all I really have here is a pile of allies. I really want to figure out what I'm going to get into play. So I'd love to get Kit early, because this deck really does a good job of drawing a lot of cards. You know, we just kind of leaning into the leadership thing of card draw and allowing our allies to manage the board. And it's should work nicely, but I think we're going to have some leftover resources at times to pump into Kit. Because I also have Welcome Aboard in here, which allows you to play allies more cheaply. So I'm hoping to have some room for this. So if I played this, I really want to get Adam Warlock down, or Major Victory, I mean. But even if I don't play him now, I can always make the call and back into play later when Drax is powered up. So it's not that big of a deal. Adam Warlock provides potential healing, which is really nice, but he could also do some threat removal or damage. He's just, you don't know what he's going to do. But I think we might do that. We might just get Kit on the board and then play Adam Warlock. And then, actually, we probably won't use him right now, but just sort of, he'll be some extra help when we have 1 card left and we kind of know what he's going to do. So let's try that. Alternatively, instead of Kit, I could play Kalu, and that would go get me an event. And then I would sort of be able to pick whatever card I want left to activate Adam. Yeah, you know what? As much as I just said I wanted Kit on the table, I think we're just going to play Kalu. So hold on. So we're going to use this double to play Kalu. He's going to go find an event for us, because if we can get a Fight Me Coward, that would be really, really, really cool. No such luck. So we do get a Get Ready. That could be really, really good as well, with a powered up Hope as well as allies like Professor X. The Get Readies are just really, really nice for this, just sort of this campaign in general. If you're going to be using Hope Summers in any of your games, but the last 3 games in this, you want Get Ready. We do have Clarity of Purpose in here, as well as some good Guardian allies, just kind of showing the deck during the game rather than spending a lot of time talking about it. It's pretty straightforward. There's nothing too fancy about it. But cool. So now we just have more options now, because I could Get Ready Professor X, remove 3 more threat. That could be cool. And then still just play Adam. Or I could play Adam and then just sort of pick what card I want left over. And then let's see, we could remove 3 threat. We don't need to heal. We don't really need to deal 3 damage, though I do just kind of want to rush Sinister down. I don't want this game to take very long if all goes according to plan. But no, I think we're going to Get Ready Professor X. Might as well get good use out of him. We'll thwart for 3 more. It's going to make it really easy to get the safe house out of the way and just get that over with. In fact, I think I'll just have Kalu finish it off, so we just don't even have to think about it. So this gets done, and we'll go ahead and trigger it and put the safe house in play. I don't know that we'll get any use out of it. But it's just kind of nice to have that out of the way. And then, yeah, let's just use the rest of these to get Adam Warlock on the board. I've already got our 3 allies. And we're not going to use him. We want to save his activations. I don't have any ways to heal him, I don't think. And so I don't want to waste him. But yeah, so there's that. And then Drax can simply attack for 1. Down to 13. And we're pretty well set up. Just would love to see a Dweethite Mastery sooner rather than later. And then, of course, Mantis. But other than that, let's just start getting some Vengeance counters. So we got Fight Me Coward. Excellent. Payback. Limitless Stamina. Come on, Dweethite. No, Gamora. Okay. Well, this goes up by 2. So it's already up to 3 of 5. Now he is attacking for 1 plus 1. We're just going to take as many of the attacks as we can. Though one of the things I like about Leadership Drax is you do have access to so many cheap allies that if you do need to take a blocker, you've probably got one available. You know, obviously Drax wants the Vengeance counters and then he wants to draw the cards, but he also doesn't want to die. So it's nice to have blockers out there for when he really needs them. Let's go ahead. So attacking for 2 plus 2 more. So take 4 damage down to 10. Remembering that we do start with Retaliate 1. So Sinister is now 12. Nothing fancy happens when he attacks. And then our encounter card is... dang it. That is really unfortunate. So he's going to scheme. And he's definitely going to scheme out. So 2, 3, 4. Okay. So bulking up gets completed. Advance to the other stage 2A. If you cannot advance to stage 3A. So we're already moving on. He's getting his second superpower, which is going to be the telepathy. I think that's the worst one for Drax. Attach the telepathy attachment to Mister Sinister and shuffle the rest of the telepathy encounter set into the encounter deck. Starts with 1, goes up to 5. So telepathy gives him Retaliate. So every time I'm attacking now, Drax is taking a little bit of damage back. And also that's going to, you know, if I do want to attack with my allies, it's going to affect that as well. So he gets +1 scheme and the psionic trait for his cards that care about that. So much for really hoping to just keep him on that 1 scheme the whole time. You don't want him getting more powers, and the more keywords he has, there's just more opportunity, because now he has Brute and Psionic. There's more opportunity for his cards to do extra things that trigger off of having certain keywords. So, but we know he won't be flying, at least, I guess. Now, if we lose this one, we go to the 3rd one, and then from there, it's just a game over if we're not careful, so. So, starting round 2, Professor X goes away. And so, what do we want to do with Drax? We could have played a payback to deal a Vengeance counter. 2 damage back, but not worth it. Rather have the resource. I think we're just going to start out, and we're going to start taking some Retaliate damage. So we're going to play, we're going to attack with Drax for 2. Bring Sinister down to 10. Drax takes a damage. That is going to be a real problem, I think. And then we're going to play Fight Me Coward, Ready Your Hero, and draw a card. Drawing into a Rocket. Really nice for minion management, and also he thwarts for 2. So that's like having him in the deck. And Sinister is attacking again for 2, 3, 4, getting the good boosts. All right, we're already down to 5, so this is not going to plan. Sinister takes a Retaliate, and we get our second Vengeance counter. Okay, all right, we need to find Manus, and we need to find her fast. So we could ready, probably just play Gamora. Now, Adam can heal us if we heal 3 damage. If we end up with a lightning in our hand that we discard randomly, then Adam Warlock could heal us for 3. He could sort of be our proxy Manus right now. and then he could just sort of thwart and keep one off the main. That's not a terrible plan. Now, if we were going to do that, we would need one card left over, which means we couldn't play Gamora. So if we did play Limitless Stamina with, say, Rocket, and then we discarded one of these at random to heal, I think that's going to be the way to go. As much as I would love to get Gamora down, I'm already at 5. I really need to heal. So we are going to attack again, this time for 3. We just got to be really aggressive here. Down to 6, and we are down to 4. And if we had Dweethit, we'd be drawing all these cards. It'd be so great. We also have to be careful to retaliate on Hope. You know, she's going to be able to attack for a lot. She's already attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4. But, you know, she only has 4 health. She does have an extra 1 thanks to the Danger Room training. If she dies, we lose. So the retaliate really interferes with our ability to use her, but she hits for so much, it should be fine. Now we're going to go ahead and play a Limitless Stamina to ready Drax and attack one more time. I think we're going to end up chump blocking here so we don't take a big hit, but so that is 3 more damage, and we take 1 more damage. We're down to 3 and 3 here. Now Adam Warlock is going to thwart for 1, and then after he attacks or thwarts, discard a card at random from your hand, and either way it's going to be a lightning resource, and I don't think I really care because I don't know if I'm going to hold on to payback if I do get to keep it. And we are discarding Gamora, so we get to heal for 3, going back up to 6. Oh man, I don't think we're gonna be able to get that 3rd vengeance counter. I don't think I can take the hit. So we have payback. After the villain attacks you, deal X damage to the villain where X is equal to your attack. I can play this even if I block with an ally. So this is worth 3 damage to me, though it is an attack, so it would be a retaliate as well. Now he's only at 3. So now is a good time to hit him with Hope, who's actually attacking for 4. So that's going to bring Sinister down to 0. 2nd turn, and we've knocked him out. So when you defeat him, when we reveal the next one, you place 1 threat on the main scheme or 2 threat instead if Mister Sinister has fewer than 2 superpower attachments. So if you're doing really well and can kill him quickly, he actually gets extra threat. But since he does have 2 superpower attachments, he's just putting 1 threat on the main. And then he still has the, after a status card is placed, except for now he puts 2 threat on the main scheme. So you just don't want to be putting status effects on Mister Sinister. But you have to remember, if he gets a tough, he gets that as well. No, Adam Warlock takes the damage. We have this payback left over. Oh, he goes up to 17. Yeah, we're going to keep the payback, because if we can just deal a lot of damage. So this is going to be worth 3 damage to us. Hope takes the damage. That's going to be worth 4 damage to us. So that's 7 of the 17. So if Clue blocks, because he can hit me for 1, 2, 3, he could definitely knock me out if I just take this. Now if I get lucky and get a parry or something in my hand. So let's draw my hand. Is it worth? I think it's worth keeping the payback. Drax's other knife, team training, and welcome board. Okay, that's kind of a terrible hand. I really wish I hadn't kept payback, because I'd love to draw a different card. But that is where we're at. So yeah, I can't afford to take the attack. Now I could defend with Drax. We are defending for 3, and that would get me my 3rd counter. I don't have Dweethit, so I'm not losing out on drawing a card from the attack. You know, I think we'll just do that, because I do want that vengeance counter. Okay, we're going to the end of the round here, keeping Kalu for an emergency chump blocker if we do need it. Putting 2 threat on the main scheme. So it's a 3 of 5. He is attacking for 3. I think I am going to block with Drax. I really want that vengeance counter. So he's attacking for 3 plus no boost. So I take no damage actually, which is nice. He takes retaliate. I get my 3rd vengeance counter. So our attack is now 4. Which means when I play payback, after the villain attacks you, deal X damage to the villain where X is equal to your attack. We're dealing 4 damage back on top of the retaliate we already did. So he's down to 12, but that is an attack. So we do take retaliate, we're down to 5. And our encounter card is Molecular Control. Give Mr. Sinister a tough, and if he has the brute trait, no! This is awful. So not only does he undo all of our hard work, he's going to heal 4. This is really bad. He gets a tough, which means he puts 2 threat on the main scheme, which means this one advances. Man, I feel like we're doing everything right, and he is still just doing whatever he wants. So we go to stage 3. Sinister ends. Gaze upon my power and despair. Sinister cackles. Once I add Hope's mutation into my genetic code, I will be capable of mimicking any mutant's powers and thus will have attained perfection. So we're going to get another encounter card. Deal each player face down encounter card, and then this only goes up to 7. When Mister Sinister attacks, he attacks Hope Summers instead. Nobody wants to attack Drax. Ugh. So it starts with 0, goes up by 1, but he still can put free threat on it when he gets toughs and stuff. This is, well, I thought we were actually in really good shape, but I drew a bad hand and he had a really good turn, so we're just doing double bad here. We have another encounter card, so let's wait and see what this is. We get Sinister Schemes. Mister Sinister Schemes. If he has a psionic trait, you are confused. What is happening? Are we about to lose? Because he schemes for 2, 3, and we are confused because he does have a psionic trait, though that doesn't really matter, I guess. So he schemes for 3. No boost. Okay. That could have been much worse. Man, I feel like we're getting wrecked here. All right, what are we gonna do? I'm down to 5. I'm confused. I'm exhausted. Can't really do much. Hope can attack for. She's attacking for 5. Oh, he's tough. Okay, I can use like Kalu to take the tough off, giving up my safe blocker, but we might need to do that. And then Hope can attack him for 5, which is pretty good. We could, if we save something left over, then Adam could do something for us. Let's see. We save a lightning. He could heal us again. Man, I'd really love to get team training on the board and give Adam an extra health and Hope an extra health, but I just don't think there's time. So I kind of want to play the knife, and then we can either remove 3 threat from a scheme, that's not good, or we could heal. That seems good. And then we'd have retaliate 2. And we have to defend now anyway, or defend with an ally, because Mister Sinister is going to attack Hope, and we can't allow that. So at this point, I think we just have to assume we're blocking. So let's go ahead and play the knife with team training. Now we have retaliate 2, and we're going to block anyway, so that is nice. Draw that attack to us. And then we're going to have Adam thwart for 1. We definitely need to keep this low. We can so easily put threat on. Now both the advances are gone, and I don't know how many copies of that Sinister Schemes he has, but hopefully he won't scheme anymore. And then Adam's going to discard this at random, which is going to heal me for 3. And then we're going to have Kalu attack into Sinister, take the tough off. Adam Warlock took a damage. That's going to take off the tough. And then Hope, we're getting risky here. She's taking damage, but she is attacking for 5, and we cannot pass that up. So she's her stats, I never mention this. Her stats mimic Drax's, and Drax has 4 attack, but she also has the danger room training, which gives her a 5th attack and a 4th health. So we can only do that one more time. Well, hopefully 11 damage, it shouldn't be hard to come by for Drax normally, but we can't really attack because we're exhausting to defend. So what are we gonna get? Make the call. Okay, that could actually be really good. Parry, a genius, and a Maria Hill. Interesting. Now parry is normally so good, but I'm not taking damage if I'm not exhausting to defend. So I mean, we can still use this if we take any damage, but it doesn't stop Mister Sinister from attacking Hope, unfortunately. So I'm super nervous here. I just feel like he's going to scheme out on me. He's just doing whatever he wants every turn. So he's attacking for 3. I have to defend so he doesn't attack Hope. So 3, 4. So we do take 1 damage, which I'm not going to waste a parry on that, I don't think. Because I'm going to draw, yeah, I'm going to want that resource. So we do take 1 damage. But Sinister takes 2, so I think we're going to be okay, right? He's only down to 9. But I guess I'm just making sure he doesn't do anything else. Okay. And we blocked for Hope. I did his retaliate. Okay. And then he gets thrown object attached to the villain. Attached villain's attack gain ranged. Of course. Avoid all my retaliate. And after villain attacks, discard this card. Oh, that's really cool. So he has +3 attack for his next attack. Let's put that with these. But it's only, it's like a charge, Rhino's charge. It just comes off after that. But that's a really fun theme there. So we are probably going to play Maria, see what we draw, and then go from there. Hope can only attack 1 more time for 5. That'll bring Warlock down to Sinister, down to 4. Adam Warlock could... so close. You know what? We might be okay here. We might be okay. We're going to play Maria. So she's going to come in, draw us a card. We get Fight Me Coward. Interesting. I'm at 7. Oh, I should have drawn a card. I defended and I had my 3 vengeance counters, so I should have had 1 more card. Okay, cool. Now, all right, we really should be fine here. So Hope can attack for 5, bringing him down to 4. Unfortunately, if we attack with Adam, we won't get his response because he'll die to the retaliate before he gets to trigger it. But if we thwart with him, and we could discard a, mental. If we can make sure that we discard a mental, he can just deal 3 damage to Sinister. Yeah, I think we've got this. Let's see, what can I play here? Oh, this is cool. This is cool. Let's do a make the call for 2. And we will go get, where is he? Major Victory, which I think is what we're just about to get here. So he comes into play. Oh yeah, this is going to make this really easy. He is going to attack Mister Sinister for 1, dropping him down to 8. He's going to take 1 retaliate and 1 consequential damage, so he is going to go away, which will ready Drax. Drax can then attack for 4, bringing Sinister down to 4. Of course, we take a retaliate. We are okay with that. And then Hope can get the job done herself, dealing the final 4 damage to Mister Sinister, bringing him down. Whew, that was a really short, but I feel like an intense game. Like, we got to 3 of 7 on stage 3 and it happened, just like that. So I was really, really nervous there that Sinister was just going to scheme us out before we could. We were moving at such a good tempo. We really came at him fast, and it felt like he was still able to go even faster. But we got the win. So thankfully, our very specific plan of giving Hope the Danger Room training and getting Professor X out there to clear that horrible, horrible crisis worked, and we got the win. So now it's just on to Strife, and I think we are definitely going to be keeping this deck together. I think this is going to work nicely for that as well. Now we do have to track, we probably have to track the damage. Yes, so Hope's going to start the game with 2 damage. That's very scary. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't put another one on her, now that I think about it, because she just would have started the next scenario and died. Though there's probably a way to remove the damage, I assume. But either way, so we have to remember that Hope has 2 damage. We did earn the safe house, so we're going to have at least an extra card to start the game, because we'll be able to use it in Alter Ego. So that'll be really fun. But yeah, we're cruising along here. We've just got 1 game left. And we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed your time here, please consider giving the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I really look forward to seeing you next time we get up in game taking on Strife for the conclusion of the campaign. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.